Hey, tell that y'all family at this time. I'm gonna go back into part two. This part two, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about the Ark of the Covenant, brothers and sisters. In part one, if you seen it, brothers and sisters, I was covering some things. I was covering who was this last kingdom that took the articles and destroyed the set apart place, brother, and still in the land today. The nation of Greece, brother and sister. Yes, it's known by Rome today. Go back and read part one, then I give you more details there. Because I want to get into this in Jeremiah. His real name is Jeremiah, chapter 3. We're gonna see what Abiyah say about the Ark of the Covenant. It's very important, brother and sister, at this time. It's very important because our mind got to be focused on the present day of our nation today and what we got to do and how we got to focus. We got to move our mind from the way of the nations, the way they think in Christianity and the religion, think how they view the scriptures, brothers and sisters, because they set traps for you. They have you to focus on the wrong things, brothers and sisters. We got to remove our mind from these things and focus on the order of Yah. So in Jeremiah chapter 3, I want to cover some things first that led into all of our troubles, brothers and sisters. So we got to know these things about ourselves, about our ancestors, brothers and sisters, what they have done. And in the conclusion, you're going to hear what Abiyah say, and this is going to take you right into it. So let's get right into it. Let's say there is a law that if a man divorces a woman, I'm reading this at this time so you can see this, from the Catholic Living Bible, Confirmation Edition. Yes, because this day Bible, and then they got another Bible called the Living Bible. Brothers and sisters that say the same thing, but in this particular Bible translation, they have 7 other books that they left out of the other translations. So, like the Maccabees, the book called Baruch. So with that, brothers and sisters, let me get into this. It's very important. It's very important at this time that you know this, so our people can stop worrying about the Ark of the Covenant and trying to figure out where it's at. Who got it? Do Rome got it? That extension from Greece? Do the Ethiopians have it? It doesn't even matter who have it, brother, or who these. But we know who either have it or destroy it. And that's a fact. Either the Greeks have it, that from the extent Rome from them, or been destroyed, brothers and sisters. So with this is right here. It said there is a law that is that if a man divorces a woman who then remarries, the woman get remarried, he is not to take her back again, for she has become corrupted. But though you have left me, see, he talking about his nation, and married many lovers. Some translations say idols. Like right here. That's verse 3. I'm going to show you right here. This comes from the translation called the Scriptures. So you can see this. Because different translations say different things. It's right here. It said they got Elohim, but it's Barah said, the Creator, if a man put away his wife and she goes from him and becomes another man's, does he return to her again? Will not that land be made greatly unclean? You see that? But you have committed whoring with many lovers. And will you return to me, declares Yah? You see that, brother and sister? That's what it say there. So let me go back here. Let's say, right here in verse 2, it said, it is there a single spot in all the land. Excuse me, let me go back up. It said, but though you have left me and married many lovers, yet I have invited you to come to me again. This is Yah, see? The mercy of Yah, Yah say, is there a single spot in all the land where you haven't been defiled? You see that? Unclean by your adulteries. You see that? So right here, it's talking about spiritual. Yes. Even he mentioned about physically when a man marry a woman and then they get a divorce and and she get remarried and become unclean to take it back. She become unclean. Become corrupt. And now y'all talking about spiritual. Keep your mind in the spiritual as well, but this time right here, spiritual. Right here it say, having been defiled by your adulteries, your worshiping. See, you go right into your worshiping of the other. They got gods, Elohim, the images, idols that people bow down and worship, but not the Creator. That's what he's talking about. See, he said you sat like a prostitute beside the road waiting. See, right here talking about a physical prostitute in committing this act of turning and bowing down and worshiping images that made with man's hands, but not Yah himself. He putting it as it's in the same liking of doing it physically. See, beside the road waiting for a client. He said, you sat alone like a Bedouin in the desert. He said, you have polluted the land with your vile prostitution. You see that? Right here, he talking about spiritually. Even he keep mentioning the physically what our people was doing as well. He said that is why even the springtime rain have failed, for you are a prostitute. You see that? But our nation became a prostitute, a spiritual prostitute, and completely unashamed. And even he said was unashamed of the acts they was committing against the Creator. He said, and yet you, excuse me, he said, and yet you, let me slow down, and yet you say to me, O Father, you have always been my friend. Surely you won't be angry about such a little thing. See, that's how they say such a little thing. And right here, they were saying, y'all was their friends. A friend do you no harm, but they weren't being a friend to Yah. That's what they got to remember. He said, surely you will just forget it. So you talk and keep right on doing all the evil that you can. He said, this message from Yah came to me, this the prophet Yerim, Yah, during the reign of King Josiah. Right here, it says, have you seen what Yashael Yah does? Like men, excuse me, like a wanton wife. You see that? When gives herself to other men at every chance. See, a wicked woman. So Yashael Yah has worshiped other Elohim. They got gods, see, deities. Some people say mighty ones, but not Yah himself. But they turn and worship the things that made with hands, the star, the moon, that wasn't even made with hands, but they turn and worship these things and things they make that emulates the thing that is in heaven above, on the earth, and in the sea. See, they make carbon copies of them with wood and stone. It said, and worship other gods on every hill, beneath every shady tree. He said, I thought that someday she will return to me, and once again her faithless sister, he said, return it on me and be mine. But she didn't come back. And her faithless sister, Yada, see, talking about the southern nation, saw the continued rebellion of Yashael, y'all see, the northern nation. Yet she paid no attention, even though she saw that I divorced faithless Yashael, y'all see. Y'all divorced, separated from, and that's why he put the northern tribe out first by Syria. So keep that in mind. And shipped them down into Syria and into Egypt. He said, but now, Yada too has left me and given herself to prostitution. See, the same thing. So Yada became like, in the Father say, even worse than the northern nation, known as Israel. For she has gone to other deities. See, deities, idol, gods, Elohim, to worship them. See, to serve them. And she treated it all so lightly. To her, it was nothing at all that she should worship idols made of wood and stone. You see that? It said it was nothing. And so, in the mind, so that the land was greatly polluted and defiled. See, the land became greatly defiled by the acts of who? The two nations. That's how y'all allowed the other nations to came in and made it worse. It said, then, afterwards, this faithless one returned to me, but her sorrow was only fate. You see that? See, when I be saying this faithful one returned to her, Yada, but was fate, it said Yah Barah say. In fact, faithless Israel Yah is less guilty than treacherous Yada. You see that? It said, therefore, go and say to Yashael Yah, O Israel Yah, my sinful people, come home to me again, for I am merciful. See, he is merciful. I will not be forever angry with you. Only acknowledge your guilt. See, that's all y'all ever wanted from, to acknowledge. When he put it out, he said, acknowledge your guilt. Admit that you rebel. See, turn from Yah to serve the idols against Yah, your Barah, and committed idolatry. See, against him by worshiping idols. See, the images, idols, household images, people and say this is their protection under every tree. Confess that you refuse. See, say confess that you refuse to follow me. See, this is our mission back to Yah, family, if you understand what it's saying right there. These are things how we return back to Yah and say he will receive us. See, that to follow me. O sinful children, come home. See the welcome home, the things we got to do by our confession from our mouths to Yah. That's the simple thing we must do. See, Yah never put a time limit. The only limit we have was the knowledge. We must know these things, what to say to Yah, and doing these things. That's his our ticket back home. He never put no 400 years, brothers and sisters. That was for the time when he told Abraham about they was going to be taken into Egypt. And was going to come and be in Egypt and be oppressed for 400 years, in which they was, brothers and sisters. So, but the last generation of captives is only holding to this right here, the confession from their own mouths. It's right here to follow me. Let me go and say, and O sinful children, come home. You see that? The commission Abiyah gave after we do the confession is for I am your master, and I will bring you again to the land of Yasha Yah. One from here, two from there, wherever you are scattered. You see that? And I will give you leaders. See, it's very important. He said he will give you leaders. It's very important, brothers and sisters, to obey Yah. He gonna give you leaders. When he say he gonna give you leaders, that's from the own family. Yes. So you got to be in mind. People say, I don't need no teacher. I don't need no man. Yah said, at his own word that he gave the prophet, he gonna give you leaders after my own heart. That's what we look for. Only the ones that will be leaders is after your own heart. See, that follow in the ways of Yah strictly, who will guide you with wisdom. See the wisdom of Yah. How can I explain to you this if I don't have the knowledge of Yah? He will guide you. The leaders will guide you with the wisdom of Yah, who have a heart after Yah. And understand, got to have the understanding, got to know the plans of Yah. I know them, and some others know them. Many don't know them. So right here it say, then when your land is once more filled with people, says Yah, you will no longer, if they got the word wish for, they got good, but I say the great old days. See, you would not wish or want or worry about the great old days of long ago. See, long ago, many of our people worry and think about where is the Ark of the Covenant. Y'all said, when your land is once again full with people, you say you will no longer, so some people still have it on their mind until then, but I'm putting it into your mind now by the words of Yah. No longer, let me read that again, in the days of old, of long ago, when you, okay, let me go back up. And start over again. Then when your land is once more filled. So we got to remember this. When it once more filled with people, says Yah, you will no longer want or they got wish or worry for the great old days of long ago. When you, let me see that word, possess the Ark of Barah's covenant. You see that? It's right there. Keep it in mind. He said, you will not worry about these things. Of old, when you possess, see, when our nation once before possessed the Ark of Barah's covenant, those days will not be missed or even thought about. You see that? And the ark will not be reconstructed again. See, that's why you can tell when people fall. Bro, I said when y'all gave me this knowledge, I know I could point out people that just falls and mislead people, like the last organization I came from, the house, what they call the House of Yahweh, that constructed some fake old covenant ark they carry on the stage every time they have service. Yes, and many people show picture of the Ark of the Covenant. So y'all said we would not even worry about the Ark of the Covenant no more. It won't even be constructed again, not at all. See, this is the ways of Yah. Let me get my place right here. It said, and the ark will not be constructed or reconstructed for Yah himself. See, Yah himself will be among you. That's why it won't be constructed. We have no need of the Ark of the Covenant, because Yah, who the one gave the law, will be himself will be among you. See, even in the book of Ezekiel, the prophet confirms that. How y'all say you're gonna live in our midst once again, and the whole city of Yashalom, they got Jerusalem, but it's Yashalom, will be known as the throne of Yah. See, the whole city and all the nations, keep that in mind, all the nations will come to him there and no longer stubbornly follow their evil desires. That is so important, brothers and sisters. I could close the book there, but I'm going to read a little bit more, because it's very important to notice, brothers and sisters, about the words of Yah. That's why I tell people, why you go to the United Nations and ask for any recognition to identify yourself as a nation. That's backward. The world will come to us. You don't got to know the place of Yah, brother. It's serious now. It's disrespect to Yah to run and chase the nations for recognition. Some people run because they want to be recognized and beg for money and get money. All of that gonna come, brothers. Yah said they're gonna come to us and even ask us what we need. We don't run to them and beg them. They're gonna come to us in time when we fall to the place. That's why Yah said he's gonna give up, raise up ones that out his own heart. If you can find that in the Rim, Yah chapter 23. Brothers and sisters. So let me get my place again. I got my hand off my mark. It's very important that I finish this off, verse 18. It's at that time the people of Yada and of Yashael Yah, showing how the two nations gonna be one, will return together. What? Oh, see, you see what I'm saying? That show you the gathering. Many scriptures point these things out. We're gonna return together. Right here. From their exile. That's why I tell my brothers we got to rally. Where we go all link up. That's why I say from one here to two there, to we all come together. And before we all go into that land, we're going to come together. Connected. Yada with the northern nation, Yashael Yah. And what's going to tell you, the jealousy going to remove when we rally. That's how important it is, brothers and sisters. See, the curse was to scatter, but when we rally and come together, by the knowledge ones of Yah, he set in this earth, going to bring order in the family of Yah, brothers and sisters. So keep that in mind and take that to heart. Meditate on these things, brothers and sisters. Learn to love Yah will. And I thought how wonderful it would be. Oh, excuse me. Let me put it back there so you can see. And verse 19. Let me go back up to 18, brothers and sisters. I missed something. At that time, I would emphasize on that. The people of Yada, and Yashael Yah, they got Israel, will return together. Keep that in mind, together, which is, if you think about migration, unity, together, see? from their exile. See, from exile, the land of captivity, from the grave of exile, or you can say from the grave of exile that Ezekiel 37 talks about. So right here it says from their exile in the north to the land I gave their fathers as an inheritance forever. And I thought how wonderfully it would be for you to be here among my children. And I plan to give you a part of this beautiful land, the finest in the world. You see that? I look forward to your calling me. See, Father, Abba. See, Abba, y'all look forward to us calling them Abba again. Remember he cast us away and said the 400 people that was his children was not his children, but now he recalling us back to him so we could call him Abba. Abba. And thought that you would never turn away from me again. But you have betrayed. See, just going back over. But you have betrayed me. You have gone off and given yourselves to a host of foreign gods. See, idols. That's what our nation done. You have been like a faithless wife who leaves her husband. He said, I hear voices high upon the wind, swept mountains, crying. It is the sons of Yashayelah who have turned their backs on Barah and wandered far away. O rebellion children, come back to me again, and I will heal you from your sins. You see that? Y'all say these things. See, we come to Yah, we don't go to nobody else, like people want to call a Messiah. We don't go to no Messiah. We only go to Yah, who we sinned against. And they replied, yes, we will come, for you are Yah al-Barak, and we are weary of the worshiping of idols on the hills and of having orgies on the mountains. It is all a farce. Only in Yah al-Barak can Yashayelah ever find her help. See, Kumba. Kum. See the Hebrew word Qum. And her salvation. You see that? Only in Yah, the family of Yaakov, who name changed to Yashayelah, will ever find her help and her salvation. See, deliverance. Is that from our children, from our childhood, we have seen everything our fathers had flocks and herds and sons and daughters squandered, or priests and idols. We lie in shame and in dishonor, for we have our fathers have sinned from childhood against Yah al-Barak, and we have not obeyed him. See what this was all about, how we're going over the thing. He was recalling the things of our nation, brothers and sisters, what they have witnessed as well. See, all of that is in his writings, brother and sister. But it takes somebody of Yah, with how the Yah, to explain these things. Scripture got to be explained, because somebody don't know scripture will come and twist the words of Yah. to destroy the people of Yah. So take the things to mind. I don't want to make this video too long. I hope I showed you what you came to this video to see, brother and sister. It's very important that you know these things. And don't worry about the Ark of the Covenant. Because the Ark of the Covenant will be no more, brothers and sisters. Because Yah said he's going to be in the midst of us. And we'll never again, for the rest of our life, when we get home, be an Ark of the Covenant reconstructed. Because Yah will be there in the midst. So remember that, brothers and sisters. Rehearse these things. I love you. I spend time. Sometimes I hate to get off my video talking. Because the words of Yah. And that's how bad I want our people to get the lessons from Yah. The Baruch Yah. So it's so important, brothers, that we do this thing. We can do this thing, this share. It's no time period. It's no certain year. It's only that we obey Yah and rally and migrate, do the confessions that I laid out and I showed you by the will of Yah as a witness of Yah, his testimonies that he gave the prophets. With that I say Todah Yah.